I'm Michael Bain, and welcome to Triggered, coming to you this week from the secret hidden bunker in the Rocky Mountains and Dragon House Studios, and brought to you by Midway USA. Just about everything for shooting, hunting, and the outdoors. Today I want to talk about my 5 favorite pocket pistols. Why do I want to talk about that? Because this week somebody sent me a note and said, have you seen this article? The article says, thank heavens people no longer use pocket carry. I thought, well, that's odd. I use pocket carry occasionally. Most of the people I know will occasionally carry a firearm in their pocket. Why? It's convenient, simplest way to carry a firearm. Remember, our motto here is always be armed. And if in order to always be armed, you need to put the gun in your pocket, I'm cool with that, as long as you have a holster. So, since this is my 5 top, we always start with number 5, right? And that's this little guy. This is North American Arms 32 ACP, modeled on the C-Camp version, which is just a little bit smaller. This is a gun you carry when you can't carry a gun. Now, really, 32 ACP is a little bit of a better cartridge than people give it credit for, but this little tiny gun has been with me, I don't know, 25, 30 years. And it's been carried numerous times when it was the only thing I could figure out to carry. However, because this gun's like 20, 30 years old, there have been a lot more alternatives, and we're going to be getting to some of those as the show goes forward. So if you're in a really tight spot, if you're in a place where if you're caught carrying a gun, you're going to go to jail, think small. Excellent little guns. Number 4 is the most common pocket carry gun in the world, but it's not my favorite, and that is a small frame revolver. Now, what I have here are Ruger LCRs, and you can just as easily say, okay, let's go to a Smith & Wesson J-frame, Charter Arms, Taurus, Kimber, fill in the blank. You know, you can find any number of small frame revolvers. I like the Rugers, but for a couple of reasons. They're polymer frame guns. The polymer frame absorbs a little bit of the recoil. This is my go-to LCR. It is a 9mm. It loads from a 5-shot moon clip. There's a caveat with this gun. You must test your ammunition, because with the recoil in it, sometimes 9mm rounds will back out. The bullet will pull forward, and as it pulls farther and farther forward, it may lock up the gun. I carry this gun exclusively with Hornady Critical Defense 9mm. I have never had any problem of the bullet moving under recoil, but I just wanted to bring that caveat up to you. There are a number of different varieties of small frame guns. It's going to depend on what you want to shoot, and that's why I sort of have a little variety here. This is a 38. This is sort of a gun I shoot a good bit of the time. I don't carry it in my pocket because it has a hammer. Hammer snag. When you talk about a pocket pistol, what you want is something that does not snag. So if you don't have to have a hammer, don't have a hammer. This is a gun that I've really been surprised with, and it's something I wanted to show you as a potential pocket pistol, because it is an 8-shot 22 long rifle Ruger LCR. These grips are Rogers grips. They're great for shooting a gun. They're not so great for hiding a gun in your pocket. But I've been shooting this gun, and there is an advantage, and that advantage is, one, it's 8 rounds. The second advantage is, honestly, there's no such thing as a magic bullet. I think we've talked about that many, many times before. If there are 8 shots of 22 in here, let's just say, go crazy, 8 shots of, I don't know, CCI, mini mags? Do you want to be shot with 8 shots of CCI mini mags? I'm betting the answer there is no. Another point just to make really quickly, you want to carry a pocket pistol, it has got to be in a holster. Why? Because if it's not in a holster, sooner or later, you will figure out a way to fire it in your pocket, and that will suck. This particular pocket holster is from Tough Products. It is one that I recommend. There are only a couple of them that I do recommend. But so, 5, 32 ACP, 4, any small frame revolver, but I have a lot of experience with the LCRs, and they are excellent. And when Triggered returns, we're going to look at 3, 2. Welcome back to Triggered, where we're talking about pocket pistols. Number 5, North American Arms 32. Number 4, any small frame revolver. I'm going to focus here a little bit on number 3, and that would be the 380 pocket pistol. Again, the gun that replaced the J-frame, the LCR revolver, as one of the most popular pocket pistols on earth. My particular choice here are the Ruger LCPs. If you hear any strange noises in the background, that's my Manx, Asta. If you've been following me on Facebook, you know after 2 surgeries, he is now the most expensive cat on earth. But I do not allow him to carry a gun. You've got to draw a line somewhere with a cat. I like the LCPs because I've worked with them since the very beginning. My internet partner, Marshall Holloway, and I worked with Ruger on the launch of the LCP. We've shot dozens of the things, literally dozens of them. And this is the one that I have carried a lot. It's a version of the LCP that was only around for a little while. It's LCP Max, 6+1 380. It's got actually a really good trigger and a set of really excellent sights. Now, this gave way to the striker-fired LCP, the LCP2s. This is one of the very originals. I think this is first run on these guns. The LCP2, striker fired, they came out with one that I think is exceptional, and I wanted to bring to your attention and talk about it a little bit here. And that's this gun. This is an LCP2. That is, it is a striker fired gun, not a hammer fired gun, and it is in .22 long rifle. It is, to the best of my knowledge, one of the few tiny .22s that works all the time. This has proven to be an amazingly reliable gun. Now it has 10 shots in the magazine, so 10+1. And now we come back to exactly what we were talking about with the .22 LCR. 10, 22, 11, 22 long rifles is a pretty compelling loadout. The other point that I want to make is that you can shoot .22s out of these little guns very, very easily, very, very well aimed. One of the things that I taught years back before I fell into television was I taught pocket pistol. And one of the things I said about a pocket pistol is when you choose to carry a pistol in your pocket, there are 2 things that are going to happen. One is that you got to go to the gun sooner because the gun is a little bit harder to get out. So that means if I'm thinking, wowie zowie, there's a whole bunch of guys in black balaclavas and carrying chains and lead pipes. I wonder what they are. Could it be an a cappella singing group? Probably not. But at that point, I'm going to put my hands in my pocket, my hand in my pocket, which we all do on a regular basis. I am, however, going to grab the gun, and I'm going to take one of my fingers and bump the gun a little to get rid of the adhesion that you see with the gun as it's coming in and out of the pocket. So I'm going to be able to draw very, very quickly because I now have my hand on the gun. If I'm sitting down like I am here, I'm going to have to do a conniption, but you're going to have to straighten the leg with the pocket where the gun is. Handle then go in the pocket, same thing. Access the gun, bump it slightly free from its holster. I know some really serious, really great shooting people who now carry an LCP2 in .22 long rifle as a backup, or as a gun when they go jogging or go to the gym. So I want you to think about that. There's also now the LCP Max, which I do not yet have a version of, and it has 10 rounds of .380, fairly narrow width on the frame. 10+1 of .380 is compelling. It doesn't do away with the .22 though, because you know what you can do with the .22? Practice. You can shoot it a lot, and I guarantee you, on any of the little .380s, whether it's Ruger, whether it's Kahr, whether it's, fill in the blank, everybody has them, Smith & Wesson, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But everybody has a small .380. None of them are pleasant to shoot. The 22 though, that's another story. So when we come back, we're going to talk about number 2 and number 1, my absolute favorite carry gun. Stay with us. This week's Triggered is brought to you by Midway USA. Just about everything for shooting, hunting, and the outdoors. Volquartsen Firearms. Excellence is essential. Taurus USA. Prepare and protect. Rock Island Armory Arms Corps. Home of the STK 100. Welcome back to Triggered, where we're down to number 2 and number 1. To me, this particular gun changed the game. It altered the entire pocket pistol game. This is a Kahr PM9, and it is a singularly great gun. As soon as I was able to lay my hands on one of these, I simply stopped carrying 5-shot revolvers, even 10-shot 22 revolvers. Instead, I carried this gun, 6+1, 9mm. Yeah, it also comes with a 7-round magazine with a pinky extension. You can run 8s and I think even 9s in it. It has, to me, the single best trigger of all the Kahr guns. And I've shot a lot of Kahrs. I own a lot of Kahr guns. I think they're superb guns. This one's trigger is just great. It is, to me, a masterpiece of a trigger in a pocket pistol. It has fiber optic sights. You'll notice how low they sit. And that's an important thing because, once again, remember how we talked about we don't want anything to snag here? In terms of other operating controls, you've got a slide release, you've got the magazine release. I will tell you the truth, though. This gun with heavy loads, with something hotted up, is a little bit hard to shoot. Why? Well, there. You know, without the pinky extension, you've got 2 fingers on the gun. However, it's comforting to carry. It's about 14 ounces, which of course is going to be about, I call it 4 ounces more than the little pocket 380s. However, it is a 9mm. It is a compelling gun to carry. I would still be using this as my pocket pistol if it wasn't for, of course, number 1. My pocket pistol that I carry every single day. We've talked about this a lot. It is a Sig P365 SAS, the Sig anti-snag system. It has no sharp edges. It has the funky FT bullseye sights. It has a new barrel in it that does not have porting because I'm not crazy about porting. I think this is a true precision barrel, really excellent. The trigger on this particular gun, once again, is really, really good. And the real ringer, 10 rounds plus 1. Carry an extra magazine, you carry a 12-round magazine, you also carry a 15-round magazine. When you look at these side by side, you're going to see there's not a heck of a lot of difference in them. You know, if you look at the Kahr PM9 here on top, and let's shift over here, and now you see the 365 on top. They are functionally the same size guns. The Sig, a little heavier. You're going to have a couple more ounces in there. But any of these guns requires a holster, but when you're talking about a striker-fired gun like this, you must have a holster in it because that really excellent trigger, sooner or later you'll figure out a way to shoot yourself in the leg, right through the femoral artery. So you put it in a holster. Holster goes in your pocket. Remember, I'm really a little picky about pocket holsters. This is a DeSantis Superfly. The 2 holsters I recommend above all others are the DeSantis Superfly and the DeSantis Nemesis. They are great inside the waistband holsters. They cost like kibbles and bits. I'm not saying this is a really, I mean, if you go look, you can find a really expensive pocket holster. DeSantis, Nemesis, Superfly are not expensive. Get one of those. If you can't find one of those, go with Tough Products. The pocket gun is far, far from dead. It serves a very specific purpose, and that purpose is I am always armed, even if it's with a pocket pistol. If I'm staying home all day, if you're staying home all day and you don't want to say strap on that Mega Blaster, It's handy to put one of these in your pocket. That way, you don't have to do like my father, rest his soul, did, which was hide guns under everything in the house. The couch feels lumpy, there's a gun under each cushion. There's a gun in the refrigerator, there's a gun in the freezer. There's two hidden behind the heater. And his thing he told me is, he goes, I don't know when I'm going to need that gun, so I want to be able to get to one. Here's a hint. If you put it in your pocket, you know where it is all day long. And secondly, you don't have these guns scattered all over the house, so when the neighbor's kid comes over, he goes, hey, bang, look at this. It's irresponsible to hide guns in the house when you can carry them on your person, which is where they should be. So, I am Michael Bain. This is Triggered. You can find us on michaelbain.tv along with lots and lots of other great information. I believe that the michaelbain.tv site has as much information as you can get on guns anywhere on the internet. You also find us on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button if you go there, or more recently on Rumble. So when YouTube throws us off, we're on Rumble. As always, we are brought to you by Midway USA, just about everything for shooting, hunting, and the outdoors, and a great place to go shopping for your pocket pistol and your DeSantis Superfly or Nemesis or Tough Products pocket holster. We will see you next week with some brand new guns.